Good morning. My name is Ramez Ziadeh. I'm the Acting Secretary of the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. Joining me are my DEP colleagues, Environmental Justice Director Justin Dula and Energy Programs Director Dave Altoff. Today, we are excited to announce a new funding initiative within our Driving PA Forward program, which consists of a set of grant and rebate programs the Wolf administration established in 2018, with Pennsylvania's share of the national settlement with Volkswagen Group of America for violations of the Clean Air Act related to emission testing. To date, over $70 million of the available funds have been awarded to reduce air pollution statewide by replacing all diesel cars, trucks, and buses with cleaner vehicles and encouraging the transition to zero-emission electric vehicles by investing in charging infrastructure. Today, DEP is launching a new addition to our Driving PA Forward complement, Electrifying Truck Fleets for Cleaner Air in Our Communities. We are excited about this new funding initiative for two reasons. First, we are aiming to support transformational scale local truck electrification and to do this in communities with some of the highest air pollution levels in Pennsylvania. We are making $12.7 million available to local governments, businesses, and nonprofits to scrap at least 5 diesel-powered local freight trucks and replace them with new electric versions. These are the kind of trucks many of us see on a regular basis in our neighborhoods, such as garbage, recycling, utility, and delivery trucks. Funding will not only cover the trucks, but also their charging infrastructure. Top priority will be given to projects that are located in or serve environmental justice areas, high traffic density areas, and Act 47 financially distressed municipalities. DEP will provide at least 75% and up to 100% of project funding to help drive local freight truck fleet electrification in these areas. Second, with this new initiative, DEP is meeting the growing demand among community and business leaders for real-world information on transitioning to electric trucks. For many communities and businesses, their interest in electric trucks is matched by their need for logistical information. Grant recipients will document how they purchase their electric trucks and install charging infrastructure. Once they implement an electric fleet, they'll provide operational data on its performance. With 2 years of on-the-ground data from grantees, DEP will develop case studies to expand the knowledge base on electric truck operation, performance, and maintenance in Pennsylvania. It's vitally important that transportation move in the direction of electrification. It's worth noting that fossil fuel vehicles generate 50.2% of the nitrogen oxides in the air in Pennsylvania, as well as carbon monoxide, fine particulate matter, and hydrocarbons. The health effects include premature death in people with heart or lung disease, heart attacks, aggravated asthma, and increased respiratory systems such as coughing and difficulty breathing. Approximately 1 in 8 children and 1 in 6 adults in Pennsylvania have reported an asthma diagnosis at some point in their lifetime. This is higher than the national per capita asthma rate. Lifetime asthma prevalence is especially high among individuals who live in low-income communities, such as environmental justice areas. Fossil fuel vehicles are also the third largest generator of greenhouse gas emissions in Pennsylvania, contributing significantly to climate change. Across Pennsylvania, a growing number of communities are proactively pursuing healthier air quality and greenhouse emission reductions, and we are excited to help drive their transformation to cleaner air. Thank you, and now I'll turn it over to DEP Environmental Justice Director, Justin Dula.
Thank you, Secretary. Good morning, everyone. My name is Justin Dula. I'm the Director of the DEP Office of Environmental Justice. Many environmental justice communities, both rural and urban, are located near industrial or incineration sites, freight distribution centers, rail yards, and transportation corridors. These communities have been disproportionately exposed to adverse environmental impacts for more than a century. Communities that are facing issues of environmental justice are dealing with multiple and overlapping concerns that negatively affect their health, property values, and quality of life. In our roundtable discussions with environmental justice groups across Pennsylvania, air quality issues always rank highly among concerns. Health effects of poor air quality are disproportionately felt by low-income communities, particularly the negative health effects of asthma. As the Secretary mentioned, as of 2019, approximately 1 in 8 children and 1 in 6 adults in Pennsylvania reported an asthma diagnosis at some point in their lifetime. This is higher than the national per capita asthma rate. Lifetime prevalence is highest among individuals who live in low-income communities, such as those facing environmental justice issues. One of the key factors of local air pollution relates to diesel particulate matter from transportation sources like trucks, which negatively affect local populations but are largely outside of DEP's regulatory control. Through the Driving PA Forward program, DEP has been helping to get cleaner vehicles on the street to help meet Pennsylvania's need for healthier air quality. The Electrifying Truck Fleets for Cleaner Air in Our Communities initiatives ramps up this priority by targeting environmental justice areas and supporting transformational scale change through the replacement of at least 5 old diesel trucks in a fleet with new electric trucks. Furthermore, by providing up to 100% of funding for financially distressed communities, it helps ensure the communities that are most in need are able to obtain program benefits for their residents. DEP has heard from communities about the need to replace older, dirtier diesel vehicles operating in environmental justice communities, and with this new initiative has worked creatively to help meet that need. I'll now pass it over to Dave Altoff, Director of DEP Energy Programs Office, to share more information about this program.
Thank you, Justin. Good morning. I'm Dave Altoff, Director of the Energy Programs Office at the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. It's my pleasure to provide to you specifics about this transformative initiative, Electrifying Truck Fleets for Cleaner Air in Our Communities, to support the transition of local trucks to zero tailpipe emission vehicles. As was stated earlier, this new initiative focuses on replacing medium and heavy-duty diesel-powered Class 4 to Class 8 on-road fleet vehicles with zero-emission fleet vehicles to accomplish the daily work tasks in our communities. Examples of Class 4 to 8 vehicles are generally large walk-in neighborhood delivery trucks and vans, bucket trucks, dump trucks, local delivery trucks, for example, food and beverage trucks, furniture delivery trucks, tow trucks, as well as street sweepers, refuse, and recycling trucks. Eligible entities include those who own these truck fleets, and those that would be for-profit businesses, government entities, and nonprofits. We are expecting keen interest from owners and operators of these daily use truck fleets that return to a home base, charge overnight, and then are back to work the next morning. These projects, however, must result in a one-for-one replacement of at least 5 diesel-powered on-road trucks, or 20% of the applicant's fleet, whichever is less. So therefore, no project may propose fewer than 3 vehicle replacements, even if their fleet is small. There is no cap, however, to a maximum project size, and that means vehicles or percentage of the fleets. More is better. We will also allow for 2 years for our fleet owners to acquire the vehicles, install the infrastructure, and get these vehicles operating on routes in communities. We expect that these real-world projects will convert a significant percentage of their fleet and demonstrate the process of and benefits of owning and operating zero-emission vehicles for many years of operation in Pennsylvania. To demonstrate these benefits, we will require at least 2 years or 8 seasons of on-road performance data from here in Pennsylvania to be reported to us during the period of performance for the grant. Replacing a significant portion of the fleet in daily operation is a significant undertaking. We recognize this is not just going to be a side project or a one-off test. And for this reason, we are offering a significant funding incentive to deploy these projects. And as was discussed earlier, non-government applicants, businesses, may be reimbursed for up to 75% of all eligible project costs. Government applicants may be reimbursed for up to 90% of all eligible project costs, and Act 47 municipalities may be reimbursed for up to 100% of all eligible project costs. Those eligible project costs include purchase price of the zero-emission vehicles, purchase price of the charging infrastructure and installation costs, including connection to the electrical service, cost to the owner of electric service upgrades that may be necessary, and also costs for charging infrastructure maintenance during the period of performance of the grant. It's important to emphasize that in addition to supporting the adoption of zero-emission truck fleets, our goal for this initiative is to develop meaningful case studies and aggregate critical Pennsylvania-specific information that we know fleet owners want. Our third-party technical assistance provider, Penn State University's Larson Transportation Institute, will develop and assist us with a data collection strategy that supports this goal as well as supports our applicants and our project awardees. DEP will share the valuable insights and data with other fleet owners and operators in PA who may be considering replacements in their own fleets so that they may replicate the project successes and continue driving the transition towards zero tailpipe emission vehicles. We are fully invested in the success of this program and the success of our applicants. With that in mind, we are requiring one-on-one pre-application meetings with us so that prospective applicants understand the requirements and the timelines, the technical assistance Penn State will provide, and the level of reporting expected, so that the applications we receive will reflect the level of support necessary to commit to these very significant projects in PA. Information on how to sign up for these meetings, as well as a webinar that we produced and the guidelines on how to apply, will be shared on our Driving PA Forward website. The website is www.dep.pa.gov/drivingpaforward, all one word. So thank you very much for your time today and the interest in this program. And with that, I will turn it back to Acting Secretary Ziadeh.
Thank you very much, Director Althoff. Are there any questions for us?
Can you clarify how you're defining environmental justice areas?
Sure. Yes. So DEP has had an environmental justice policy since 2004, and in that policy, it lays out areas where that policy will apply, which is how DEP colloquially refers to as environmental justice areas. So those areas are available on our map, but they are areas with census tracts of 20% or more people living below the poverty line and or 30% or more non-white population.
Any?
Has there been any opposition to the initiative at all?
No.
No, we actually put out a request for information and ideas back in the spring, and we overwhelmingly received supporting submissions to give us further ideas on how to develop this program. And so we took that information, and that is now the result of the program, all the feedback that we received.
All right. Well, thank you all for being here. Appreciate it.